What is up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the athlete triad. So I just did a presentation on this, or it was included in my presentation. I want to talk to you guys about it a little bit today. So here you can see for an athlete, what are some of the main components, what are the three big things when it comes to your ability to perform and get ahead of the competition. So number one, first circle, you see mental, you see athleticism, and you see skill. Okay, and what's important about these is how they all come together, finding or identifying ones that you're strong in, that you're weak in. So athleticism, we're going to fall into that under strength and conditioning, prepping you for movements, right? Speed, strength, and really the ability just to move well. Okay, so mastering the basics within this athleticism sphere. Second, you've got skill. This is going to be more of your sport skill. So think about your shooting, think about your dribbling, think about in football being able to read the field, make plays. So this is where your sport practice comes in, or extra skills training that you do. And lastly, we have mental. Okay, and that goes in a lot of different directions. Obviously, mental in believing in yourself, having confidence in yourself as an athlete. Another way to look at it would be your ability to show up on the days you don't feel good. So discipline, consistency. And then what falls into this is nutrition, going to bed on time, maybe missing some time with friends. Being able to dial in and truly believe what you say you want to achieve, and being strong here and being able to do that when potentially all your peers aren't doing that. But this is really important when it comes to getting ahead of other athletes, because right now we've noticed there are a good amount of athletes that will focus here. There's a good amount of athletes, or even more, that will focus here, right? But this is kind of not as focused on, and something that athletes think they can get by with, okay? So one thing we want to notice is where all these overlap. So try to look at this and think of yourself as an athlete, and where do I fall? Obviously, ideally, we get into this little niche right here. So you've maximized, or you're working on athleticism, skill, and mental all together. You're at peak performance, you're living in this space right here. All the time we see athletes that are stronger in one or two and weaker in others. Okay, so let's say you're an athlete, you're coming in, you're training, you're doing your skill stuff, you're going to practice, and maybe you're right here though, okay? And this mental side is where you need a lot of work. That's something to consider, okay? Or maybe you really believe in yourself, right? You're going all your sport practices, but you're not really building the motor or the body and the ability to demonstrate these on the court or on the field, right? And when it comes to becoming the total package as an athlete, all three of these are equally as important. So what have we done at Hansen Athletics? Obviously, we work on this. We have partners, people to recommend that goes with skill, as well as the mental side and the nutrition side, so that you can maximize. And many of you may be watching this. Maybe you've already got an offer, maybe you're already committed, maybe you've already played a collegiate sport and now you're just watching this video. I'm not saying that you're not able to get to the next level or achieve your athletic potential or dreams without getting all three of these down, right? But what's important, as each level of sport that we go up, for example, maybe when you're in high school, right, you can hide a deficiency a lot better, right? So when you're in high school, you can hide something a lot better because you maybe are genetically gifted, you chose great parents, and you are able to be, physically you're ahead of other athletes, and you've had more opportunities to do skill, right? Now let's say you do get up to college. Okay, now all these other athletes are catching up with you. Okay, they're catching up with you in the spots you're good, and if they've been putting work in where you're weak, they're going to start to get ahead of you and separate themselves from you. Okay, now let's say you get away with it in college. Any athlete that's made it to professional knows that if you do have one of these weaknesses, you probably won't make it. Everyone in that circle, professional athletes, for majority, are working on these three things all together, because as you get higher and higher in competition and in smaller percentages of people, the elite are going to stand out, and the ones that work on these things are going to stand out. So something to think about. Homework for you would be to identify where you're strong, where you're weak, and then start to make a plan. And if you need help, obviously we can work with you on the athleticism side at Hansen Athletics. We have recommendations for skills trainer in town based on your sport. And then on the mental side, not only do we have a nutritionist that can help get you dialed in, which falls into this middle bucket right here, but also a mental performance coach we can recommend here in Pocatello as well that you can work with on-site or remote. So any questions, let me know. Appreciate you guys listening.